This painting of a woman discarding flowers after painting them is simple, yet extremely evocative. Magritte, who also painted simple and evocative works, made a painting which I find similar, La Clairvoyance. In La Clairvoyance, Magritte paints himself painting a bird. However, we see him using an egg as a reference, showing that he's not only painting what he sees, but also the potential or even the future of what he sees. In this painting titled Still Life, Mark Tansey, in his signature monochromatic style, confronts us with a different kind of relationship between artists and their subjects. Instead of seeing the potential of their subject, the artist here discards it once it's no longer useful for them. To discard something so beautiful because we no longer see any use for it anymore is something Tansey would show in another painting titled Triumph Over Mastery, No. 2. In it, an artist, or at least a worker, perched up on a ladder paints over Michelangelo's Last Judgment. The meaning is once again very clear. Tansey, who grew up with a parent who was an art historian, is denouncing the lack of importance given to artists from the past, perhaps even denouncing a trend of breaking off with artistic tradition and previous masters. In Triumph Over Mastery 1, a family seems to be having an outing over ruins of an ancient civilization. The only thing left to remember this civilization by is through art and culture. In Triumph Over Mastery, however, all you see is a man painting over Michelangelo's The Last Judgment. But there's a crucial detail to this painting which makes it so much more appealing. I'll give you a couple of seconds to try to spot it. The man isn't only painting over Michelangelo's masterpiece, he's also painting over his own shadow. He's erasing both the artwork and himself, revealing the inevitable connection we share with culture and art. Mark Tansey became famous for his artworks not only because of his iconic photorealistic and monochromatic style, but also for the meaning he infuses them with. Often his paintings look conventional, perhaps even a little boring, but upon closer inspection, they reveal something, often a conflict, an incongruence, which make the works engaging and stimulating. They force you to interact with them, to investigate them and their philosophical questions, as did Magritte paintings. Take, for example, Achilles and the Tortoise. I don't know how to say that word. A paradox by Zeno of Elea, who said that the runner Achilles could never outrun a tortoise who was given a head start. Why? Because by the time Achilles catches up to the tortoise's initial position, the tortoise will have advanced. Repeated infinitely, Achilles can therefore never catch up to the animal. In Tansey's composition, the race is upwards and puts a pine tree and a rocket in opposition. The mirrored image is beautiful, underlining the contrast, but also the similarities between human progress and nature. You have men in the foreground planting a pine tree in some sort of ceremony accompanied by a bottle of champagne. I won't lie, I'm not entirely sure what this represents. Perhaps nature, being the tortoise, is slow but more enduring, while humanity is fast but ephemeral. But the painting I initially made this video for is this one, Action Painting 2. Just as in Achilles and the Tortoise, it shows a rocket, but this time it's not juxtaposed to nature. Though the rocket is the subject of the painting, it's the painters which hold the intrigue. Where you'd expect photographers and cameramen, you see painters who paint outdoors as the Impressionists did. What's particularly shocking here is the speed at which these artists painted the rocket. Obviously, the timer shows 8 seconds, meaning they pretty much painted these works with the speed of a photograph. The title, Action Painting, refers to the abstract expressionist movement, particularly to Jackson Pollock and Willem de Kooning, who were extremely popular in America, not only because they broke with artistic traditions, which brings us back to Triumph Over Mastery, but also because their style was closely linked to American culture and its way of life. I might make a video about that one day, and on the book The Triumph of American Painting, A History of Abstract Expressionism by Irvin Sandler. So subscribe if that doesn't sound too niche and sounds interesting. I don't know. So action painting, the artwork, plays with the concepts of American painting, painting action, the fast-paced American life, which, as demonstrated here, is much better captured by cameras than by easel painters. I believe this painting to be crucial in understanding Mark Tansey's art, as it underlines the problem of representation, a problem which his work answers. I am not a realist painter, but the problem of representation is to find other functions besides capturing the real. Action painting 2 depicts the problem of representation that finds its function in capturing the real. It's been a problem for artists since the creation of photography, but in an age of spaceships and fast cars, painting can't capture the real as quickly, conveniently, and faithfully as a camera does. Tansey represents here the shortcomings of capturing the real through representation, but it also shows a different function of representation. Here and in every other Tansey paintings, he doesn't capture the real. In my work, I am searching for pictorial functions that are based on the idea that the painted picture knows itself to be metaphorical, rhetorical, transformational, fictional. I'm not doing pictures of things that actually exist in the world. And this is perhaps what I admire the most about Mark Tansey. His art is the product of an art theory he developed based on an analysis of art history and its contemporary challenges. He saw that representation was at a dead end. He saw the popularity of the abstract expressionists and identified that the problem with representation was that its main function was to depict reality. He didn't invent the concept of painting things that can't exist or that feel surreal. Magritte did it before him, as we saw in Clairvoyance. But the way he does it, through small details, through subtlety, encourages us to commit to the painting, to look for these details and think about them, perhaps even share them with friends and spark engaging conversations about art. I encourage you to start these conversations in the comment section so I can read them. I also encourage you to share this video with friends if you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, of course, if you liked the video as well. And I'd like to thank, as always, Roman Brandel, X-Towns, Bone Meal, and all the patrons who support the channel. I want to thank especially all the new patrons, well, the old ones as well, I guess, because all of your support is so crucial for this channel. So thank you so much. No faces today. Tired of getting bullied for my hair. Tired of oh no, it's actually because I'm moving. So no camera setup because I'm in the middle of a move. But next week, hopefully, if everything goes well, you'll be able to see my new studio. I guess the new setup for the videos to come in the future. So thank you so much for watching once again. I hope you enjoy the video on Mark Tansey. It's an artist who I saw. I saw action painting 2 in Montreal, actually, in the Musée des Beaux-Arts de Montréal, the Fine Arts Museum of Montreal. And yeah, it's a painting I saw like 3 or 4 times. Never really hooked on it until recently. I don't know why. For some reason, I looked more closely to it, and then I saw that there were incongruencies that were interesting, and then I saw the rest of the work by Tansey, and I saw that this was a thing that, he got known for, and it's something that I really love. Anyway, I hope you like Tansey's work as much as I did, and I'll see you next week, or in 2 weeks. We'll see, depending on how the move goes. All right, goodbye.